Sometimes love doesn't begin with butterflies. Sometimes it begins with a plan to survive, a plan to escape hunger, loneliness, and a world that feels too heavy for one person. But the heart doesn't always follow the plan. This is the story of Toby, a young man who thought he could cheat life by marrying a woman old enough to be his grandmother. Toby was 28, broke, and desperate. He lived in Lagos in a tiny room with cracks in the ceiling, leaking water whenever it rained. He ate once a day, if at all, and slept worrying whether tomorrow would bring food, bills, or another eviction notice. One evening, his friend Kunli came to him, a grin on his face, and said, "Bro, why suffer when there's an easy way out? Madam Stella is looking for a young husband. She's rich. No stress. Just marry her." Toby laughed. He laughed so hard that he almost forgot the hunger twisting his stomach. But that night, as he stared at his ceiling and the dark shadows creeping across his walls, the idea didn't sound so bad anymore. Maybe it was the way life had pushed him into corners with no light. A week later, he met Madam Stella, 70 years old, elegant, commanding. Her silver hair framed a face that had once been beautiful, regal even. She had money, respect, a mansion, and a loneliness so deep it shook Toby's chest when he realized she wasn't joking about wanting company. When she smiled at him, there was a quiet warmth in her eyes, the kind of warmth that made a man feel like he could escape everything for just a moment. Toby smiled back, pretending affection he didn't feel, and held her hand as if it were gold. Within a month, they were married. The village whispered. Lagos laughed. But Toby told himself, "Let them laugh. I'll laugh last." The first few months were easy. Stella gave him everything: cars, a house, a small business to manage, and money that could erase all his past worries. For the first time, Toby felt rich. For the first time, he didn't have to beg for anything. But wealth comes with shadows. Every morning, Stella would sit by the window, looking out at the city skyline, and softly say, "Toby, one day you'll understand that money cannot buy peace." He would nod, smile, scroll through his phone, and secretly he would message Amaka, his real girlfriend, the one he truly loved before money entered the equation. "Just be patient," he told her. "When this old woman dies, everything will be ours." And yet, fate has a way of laughing at plans. One night, Stella called Toby to her side. Her voice was weak, trembling, but her eyes were sharp. "Toby," she said, "I know why you married me. I forgive you, but listen carefully. I once married a man for money, and it destroyed me. Don't let history repeat itself. Don't waste life chasing coins while your soul rots." Toby's chest tightened. He wanted to speak, to apologize, to say he didn't mean to hurt her, but words failed him. She smiled faintly, a soft, tired smile, and took her last breath. A week later, the lawyer read the will. Toby expected everything: the cars, the mansion, the business. He was ready to feel triumphant. Instead, Stella had left everything to an orphanage in her hometown, not a single coin for him. The only thing he received was a short, handwritten note. "Love cannot be bought, only borrowed." For a time, Toby felt a wave of emptiness crush him. His friends vanished. Amaka left. The world he had thought would laugh with him now seemed silent. He returned to his small, cracked room, alone, stripped of comfort, stripped of illusion. But something inside him had shifted. Days passed. Nights became longer, emptier. But slowly, he found himself walking to the orphanage Stella had built. The children laughed, played, and called him Uncle Toby. Their innocence and warmth struck a chord deep within him. He stayed. He worked. He cleaned. He cooked. He listened. And for the first time in years, he smiled. Not the kind of smile worn to survive, to impress, or to fool others. A smile that came from healing, from understanding, from being human again. He began to see the truth that money had tried to blind him to. Love built on lies always ends in truth. Wealth without respect collapses into emptiness. And the heart, even when cheated, can find its way back to joy. Toby never saw Stella again. He never took the mansion, the cars, or the money, but he inherited something far greater, a lesson, a purpose, and the peace that comes from choosing the right path, even when life had seemed to push him toward the wrong one. Sometimes life gives you what you want, just to show you what you really need. And truth, no matter how late, always sets you free. If this story touched your heart, don't scroll past it. Click subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and join the Heartline Stories family, where every heartbeat tells a story.